maybe killed me, robbed me, whatever. This all has happened, and we both now saw that guy. There is no benchmark in terms of safety. The only way you can judge or come up with the conclusion is through your own experience. Therefore, it's really important for me to give you a little background about my life back in India. According to my life back in India, I have made the comparison about life in Germany. In the second half, I will be telling you about my experience, some stories, and then at the end, I will tell you some tips. So over there in Delhi, I spent my 5 to 6 years. So I was there while I was studying, and as a part of the project, I have to go to the places which are in the NCR region. It includes Gurgaon, Noida, and Faridabad. So for Delhi, I think I have seen a pretty good picture of how unsafe it can get. After all this work experience, student life experience living in Delhi, when I moved abroad finally, I was actually expecting it to be way more safer. It was my second month. So now I will be telling you one of the stories where I actually felt unsafe. Just wanted to tell you that this incident has happened inside the university, and in Germany usually the universities are open and accessible to the public, which also means that you need to take extra care of your belongings and of course about yourself as well. The guy who is involved in this story was later found to be in the police record, which actually is kind of scary because you can see everyone can use the university. I remember that day it was my first time I've decided to go to library. So I was there with my laptop bag and my phone, food, everything so that I'm not getting disturbed. So I was there comfortably sitting and studying, and it's been only half an hour that there is this guy who crossed. But then after he came back and he took this seat next to me and started having conversation with me about what I'm doing. And that time my Facebook was open so he can see my name and all my personal items like my phone, my wallet and all was there out on the table. And then meanwhile he started getting very close to me and started touching me, which I felt really awkward that this is heights of something which shouldn't be happening. Since I was in the university, I was not actually expecting someone coming and being a creep. As a result, I tried to ignore as much as I can, and since I'm in a new culture, didn't know how to reply, what to say and what to do. I tried to close my Facebook, put my phone aside, and while he's asking me things, I even tried to close my bag and keep an eye on that. Immediately, I asked him to sit somewhere else and not to disturb me, and he just simply sat opposite to me. While he's sitting, he started hitting on my feet. How can someone will have that much of courage to approach anyone without their consent? While he was hitting my feet, that he was actually scared from something because he was trying to duck down so that nobody else can see him sitting inside the cubicle. So there were many things going on my mind at that time. Like I felt that maybe he's having some criminal record and he's escaping from someone, or maybe police is searching for him. Even I felt that the way I will react is actually not needed. And this is maybe normal here in Europe, and this is like I shouldn't be exaggerating this situation. Beside that, even I thought that maybe he got chance and he put some drugs or something inside my bag. Anyways, I told him simply that not to disturb me and I have class in 30 minutes. So to my this response, he actually left, and I felt so good about the situation that it's over and I'm safe. Then I collected all my stuff and I then went to the receptionist to tell her about what has happened. But surprisingly, there was no CCTV camera in the library. This is not at all I was expecting. I thought that if I will not react to this stupid guy, I can actually sit with the librarian and we can find him in the CCTV footage. But damn, there is no CCTV camera there, and so there was no way that anyone will believe on my story, and there is no way we can catch hold of him. So there was this working student at the reception, and then I told her all the story and also described her how the guy looks like, his dress and everything. But the story doesn't end over here. So we both got freaked out when we saw the same guy. He was standing outside the window waiting for me, so that when I'm going to attend the another class for which I was actually working, which actually I lied, he can then approach me again. It was so freaking scary. Like, what if I have never approached to the receptionist? He could have maybe killed me, robbed me, whatever. This all has happened, and we both now saw that guy. Then she called the security, but eventually, because the university is really huge, he managed to run away. At the end, I end up filing a FIR in the police station. So in the very first 2 months of my life in Germany, I already visited police station. So congratulations to me. And the head of library, she told me after listening this entire story that nothing is safe here. You shouldn't be leaving anything, your personal items, anywhere, and you should be yourself, be safe. I will put one snapshot over here, which is another incident that was actually taking place in the university about somebody recording in the female washrooms. So my battery got dead, so I have to come back home. Anyways, the moral of the story in short is that whatever you do, wherever you go, you have to be careful, you have to be alert, so that you're not making the same mistake that I did. I have listed down some of the tips that you might want to follow, and actually this is what I am doing ever since that incident. So here the number one tip is that whenever you go to a new city, make sure that you have saved the local police number. You can put it into your speed dial. Make sure that you are in contact with your friends and always take their advice before you are starting something new. For example, in my case, I thought of joining some sports club, and to be honest, I actually went without telling anyone. So what I actually found is that and because Google always shows you the shortest path, so it eventually showed me a really dodgy tunnel underneath the train station, and it was like full of gravity and no one was there, and it was stinking, and I have to cross that path. I mean, I have not informed to anyone, and I could have ended up into another danger situation. Usually if you are going to the metro cities, comparatively to the smaller towns, it is more dangerous. I have lived in London as well, so out of my own experience, compared to where I was living in Germany and then moving to that big city, I can clearly see the difference between the level of crime. I remember the first week I was there in London, the next morning when I went out on Sunday morning, and that time I was living in the Oxford Street, which is really central London, and I've seen a guy drenched, like full of blood, lying next to the metro station. So I mean, to me these sights are like quite horrifying, even though I lived in India, but I have never came across such type of sightings. Besides that, as I was living in a student hostel, I got to hear many such type of stories where they even told me that there are some stabbing going on, random stabbing. Anyways, coming back to my tip, if you are going to a big metro cities, so in Germany, if you're going to Frankfurt, Berlin, Munich, maybe like more tourist place, it will be for sure more dangerous than living in a countryside, smaller cities, more student crowded places. So in that case, you have to make sure that you're not talking to people who are strangers, or don't at least trust them. Of course, it's good to greet here in Europe, because the big difference I have seen between India and Germany is that people here greet each other even if they don't know. So that's really good and friendly act. You might want to do that, but at the end, follow your own path, don't fall into the trap, and mind your own business. Don't go in the night alone. If you're going out for parties, which you will be having a lot when you will start your academic semester, if you're coming as a student, and you will have lots of events, which is really good to go, because there you will meet different people, and as you know that your contact is your real wealth. So of course it's really a good idea to go out there and talk to people and socialize, but at the same time you really need to be conscious where you're going, what you're eating, what you are drinking, so that you're not falling into some danger zone. Thing that people actually advise to anyone who is new and coming there is that to be always in the group, stick to them, and especially in the night, don't go into the place which is quiet, which is dark, narrow lanes. So don't go over there. Since you are coming to a new city, you will be looking for accommodation, your room, and in that case what I actually do and I will advise you to do is that to always keep someone informed and send them the location where you are going, so that in that case if you don't come back, they know what to tell to the police. And it goes without saying that you should always carry the power bank with you, so that you are not running out of the battery on your phone, and you can call to police, cab, or to your friends in case of emergency. Also, if you're in the city center, make sure that you are still aware of your surroundings. Be alert. Carry backpack which has a zip. Nobody like doing pickpocketing, because I remember that when I came to Germany and then I was added to some international student group on WhatsApp, and I used to hear these stories that somebody was robbed in the city center, somebody's phone was taken, wallet was taken, and therefore you shouldn't be carrying lots of cash or expensive gadgets, jewelries or something with you at one time, so that you are safe. So if you're coming here in Germany as a student, then you will be allotted buddy, which is like your mentor all semester, so you can actually ask him all kind of questions, where to buy what, and he should be able to advise you well. If you're lucky and living in a student hostel, then also reach out to the home parliament members, because they are there to take care of the entire hostel. So there will be housemaster, and then apart from that there will be home parliament members whom you should be always in touch on your WhatsApp, on your phone, or face to face, so that they can give you a really good advice about the city, where to go, which places you can go visit in the night, or which club if you want to go. If you don't want to attract attention of creepy people, then dress up normally so that you can camouflage in the society, in your surrounding. And lastly, regarding pepper spray, do check that which country you are going and if it's allowed to carry it, because in some countries it's not allowed to carry pepper spray, like in England it's not allowed. Then carrying small or big knife, any kind of sharp instruments, so you don't want to do that. So just be careful and don't pack these things in your bag. And that's it. So it's already evening. Let's wrap it up, and I will see you in my next video. Till then, take care. Bye.